All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Saira Mujtaba and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Yogi Adityanath to be sworn in as Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh for second consecutive term in Lucknow today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi meets Sikh intellectuals, discusses issues impacting overall development of Punjab. Prime Minister to interact with students, teachers and parents across the country in Pariksha Pe Charcha on April the 1st. Bill to merge 3 municipal corporations of Delhi into one to be introduced in Lok Sabha today. Bihar government decides to provide free treatment up to 5 lakh rupees to all ration card holders. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotirad Sindhya to formally inaugurate Wings India exhibition at Begumpet Airport in Hyderabad this morning. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi to meet External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval in New Delhi today. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan to face no confidence motion in Parliament today. Long jumper Someshwara Rao Ramudri and javelin thrower Mohit bagged gold medals at World Para-Athletics Grand Prix in Dubai. And in Swiss Open Badminton Championships, Kidambi Shrikant, H.S. Pranoy, Parupalli Kashyap and P.V. Sindhu enter the quarterfinals. As we start the bulletin, we appeal to our listeners to stay safe from COVID-19 by following these 4 simple steps. Get fully vaccinated. Wear a face mask. Maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing. Focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Senior BJP leader Yogi Adityanath will be sworn in as Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh for the second consecutive term today. The swearing-in ceremony will be held at Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ekana Cricket Stadium at 4 p.m. in Lucknow. More details from our Lucknow correspondent.
A new political history will be written in Ekana Stadium of Lucknow this afternoon with the swearing-in of Yogi Adityanath as Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, and thousands of dignitaries along with common BJP workers will witness this movement. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister and local MP Rajnath Singh, BJP President JP Nadda, Chief Ministers of BJP-ruled states will attend the mega ceremony being held in Ekana Stadium. The venue has the capacity to accommodate around 50,000 people. BJP workers from every district of a state will participate in the function. Administration has made elaborate arrangements for the gathering. The ceremony will be live telecasted at all Panchayat Bhavans in state. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Earlier yesterday, Yogi Adityanath was elected the leader of BJP Legislature Party in Uttar Pradesh. The Legislative Party meeting was attended by Home Minister Amit Shah among other leaders. BJP-led alliance had won 273 of 403 seats in the recent assembly polls. Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday met a delegation of leading Sikh intellectual voices from across the country at his residence in New Delhi. The meeting witnessed freewheeling interaction by the Prime Minister with the delegation on diverse topics. These include farmers' welfare, youth empowerment, drug-free society, national educational policy, skilling, employment, technology and Punjab's overall development trajectory. The Prime Minister said the intellectuals are opinion makers of the society. Urging the members of the delegation to engage and educate the public and work towards making the citizenry properly informed, he emphasized the importance of the spirit of unity, which acts as the central pillar amidst the wide and beautiful diversity of our country. Mr. Modi said that efforts are being made to develop professional courses in Indian languages so that higher education in the mother tongue becomes a reality. The delegation thanked him for the invitation and said that they had never imagined that the Prime Minister would engage with them in such an informal setting. They also appreciated the continuous and multiple steps taken by the Prime Minister for the betterment of the Sikh community.
The 5th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha is going to be held on 1st of April this year at Talkatoora Stadium in New Delhi. Education Ministry said Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with students and share his insights on how to beat exam stress. During Pariksha Pe Charcha, students, parents and teachers from India and overseas interact with Prime Minister to discuss and overcome the stress emerging out of examinations in order to celebrate life as an utsav. Students of classes 9 to 12, teachers and parents will be selected through an online competition for the program. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. on Sunday. It will be the 87th episode of the monthly radio program. It will be broadcast on the entire network of AIR and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on Air mobile app. It will also be streamed live on YouTube channels of AIR News, DD News, PMO and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. AIR will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will also be repeated at 8 p.m.
Delhi Municipal Corporation Amendment Bill 2022 is scheduled to be introduced in the Lok Sabha today. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will introduce the bill. It seeks to merge 3 municipal corporations of Delhi into one. The Union Cabinet had approved the bill on the 22nd of this month. After unification of 3 corporations, Delhi will have 1 mayor in place of existing 3 mayors. The erstwhile Delhi Municipal Corporation was trifurcated into 3 municipal corporations: South Delhi Municipal Corporation, North Delhi Municipal Corporation and East Delhi Municipal Corporation in 2012. North and South Municipal Corporations currently comprise 104 wards each, while East Delhi Municipal Corporation has 64 wards. Lok Sabha is also scheduled to take up the Finance Bill 2022 and private members' business today. In the Rajya Sabha also, the private members' business will be taken up today.
Government e-Marketplace GEM has attained an annual procurement of 1 lakh crore rupees within 2021-2022. This represents a 160% growth compared to last financial year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed happiness over the GEM's achievement. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, the GEM platform is especially empowering micro, small and medium enterprises, with 57% of order value coming from the MSME sector. GEM has provided the government procurement agencies an option to select MSME vendors for procurement, which has helped MSMEs to significantly increase their sales. The Centre has decided to extend the validity of Foreign Contribution Regulation Act FCRA registration certificates of certain categories of FCRA registered entities. Home Ministry said the validity of registration certificates of such entities whose validity was extended till 31st of March and whose renewal application is pending will stand extended till this year or till the date of disposal of renewal application, whichever is earlier.
Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh yesterday lauded Border Roads Organisation BRO for its incomparable role in encouraging tourism through projects like Atal Tunnel. He said this while inaugurating BRO Tourism Portal in New Delhi. Atal Tunnel is a highway tunnel built under the Rohtang Pass in the eastern Pir Panjal range of the Himalayas on the Leh-Manali highway in Himachal Pradesh. The minister commended the BRO for playing an incomparable role in promoting tourism in border areas. He made special mention of the setting up of BRO cafes at 75 places in far-flung areas, expressing confidence that these cafes will provide basic amenities to travellers, promote tourism in remote areas and strengthen the local economy.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. Yogi Adityanath to be sworn as Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh for second consecutive term in Lucknow today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi meets Sikh intellectuals, discusses issues impacting overall development of Punjab. Prime Minister to interact with students, teachers and parents across the country in Pariksha Pe Charcha on April the 1st. Bill to merge 3 municipal corporations of Delhi into one to be introduced in Lok Sabha today. Bihar government decides to provide free treatment up to 5 lakh rupees to all ration card holders. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotirad Sindhya to formally inaugurate Wings India exhibition at Begumpet Airport in Hyderabad this morning. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi to meet External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajit Dobhal in New Delhi today. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan to face no confidence motion in Parliament today. Long jumper Someshwara Rao Ramudri and javelin thrower Mohit bagged gold medals at World Para Athletics Grand Prix in Dubai. And in Swiss Open Badminton Championship, Kidambi Shrikant, H.S. Pranoy, Parupalli Kashyap and P.V. Sindhu enter the quarterfinals.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Showcase your talent and win exciting cash prizes and merchandise. Participate now in the Election Commission of India's National Voter Awareness Contest. Log on to voterawarenesscontest.in to participate in the poster, song, video, slogan and quiz contest. Send your entries to voter-contest@eci.gov.in before 31st March.
Welcome back to the morning news. The Bihar government has decided to provide free treatment of up to 5 lakh rupees every year to all ration card holders of the state on the lines of Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. It will be implemented from April this year. Health Minister Mangal Pandey said 85 lakh families of the state will benefit from the scheme. He said 125 crore rupees per annum will be incurred after the launch of the scheme and the state government will bear the entire expense. Mr. Pandey said 1 crore 5 lakh families of the state are already getting free treatment facility up to 5 lakh rupees per annum under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi arrived in Delhi yesterday evening on a visit to India. This is the first high-level Chinese visit to India since the standoff in Ladakh 2 years ago. The Chinese Foreign Minister is expected to meet External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval today.
Union Civil Aviation Minister Jyotirad Sindhya will formally inaugurate the 5th edition of Wing India at Begumpet Airport in Hyderabad today. The exhibition and conference of Asia's largest civil aviation event opened yesterday. The exhibitors include CSIR, National Aerospace Laboratories, Airbus, Embraer, Pawan Hans Limited, Rolls-Royce, Turbo Aviation, among others. We have more from our correspondent.
The main focus at the Wings India 2022 is on the fact that India's civil aviation sector is among the fastest growing aviation markets globally and will be a major growth engine to make India a $5 trillion economy. The largest civil aviation summit and exhibition in Asia is underway at Begumpet Airport in Hyderabad, with India at 75 New Horizon for Aviation Industry as the main theme. Organized by the Ministry of Civil Aviation jointly with the FICCI, the deliberations witnessed brainstorming roundtable conferences and panel discussions on key issues of aviation sector yesterday. Industries and companies, including the public sector undertakings like HAL and Pawan Hans, are taking part in it. Aircraft and helicopter manufacturers, interiors, machinery and equipment companies, infrastructure companies, drones, skill development, space industry, airlines, airline services and cargo have displayed their products and services at the exhibition. More than 125 international and domestic exhibitors and delegations from over 15 countries are participating in it. Lakshmi, AR News, Hyderabad.
India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 182 crore 51 lakh mark. More than 26 lakh vaccine doses were administered yesterday. Over 88 lakh vaccine doses have been administered to 12 to 14 years age group so far. Over 2.22 crore precaution doses have been administered so far to the identified categories of beneficiaries.
Kerala yesterday logged 558 COVID-19 cases and 773 recoveries. The test positivity rate dropped to 2.63%. Besides 2 COVID deaths, 72 newly certified COVID-related fatalities were added in the last 24 hours, taking the cumulative toll to 67,550. Kerala's active caseload has dipped to 4,802. The UN General Assembly has approved a resolution blaming Russia for the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Ukraine and urged an immediate ceasefire. 140 countries voted in favor of the resolution, while 5 voted against it. 38 nations abstained from voting. India abstained on the resolution, saying focus on the cessation of hostilities is required and called for urgent humanitarian assistance. India's permanent representative to the UN, T.S. Tirumurthy, said the draft resolution didn't fully reflect India's expected focus on these challenges.
We have constantly called for cessation of hostilities. The humanitarian situation continues to worsen, particularly in the conflict zones in urban areas. Women, children and elderly are disproportionately affected by the prolonging of this conflict. We reiterate our call for immediate ceasefire. There is an urgent need to address the humanitarian needs of the affected population. In this regard, we support the initiatives of the UN and its agencies. India has already sent over 90 tons of humanitarian supplies to Ukraine and its neighbors. These supplies have included medicines and other essential relief material. We are in the process of sending further supplies in the coming days.
New Delhi also said it firmly believes efforts at the UN should contribute to de-escalation of the conflict, facilitate immediate cessation of hostilities to promote dialogue and diplomacy, and bring parties together to find an immediate end to the suffering of the people.
Pakistan's National Assembly will today vote for a no-confidence motion moved against Prime Minister Imran Khan amid the opposition's allegations that Khan is responsible for the economic crisis and spiralling inflation in the country. Opposition parties in Pakistan on March 8th submitted the no-trust motion in the Secretariat. While the ruling Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government has exuded confidence to defeat the motion, the opposition is sure that they will oust Khan. In the 342-member National Assembly, the Imran Khan government requires at least 172 members to sail through the no-confidence vote. And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
We remember the Gandhian and freedom fighter Usha Mehta, who was born on the 25th of March 1920 at Surat.
From a young age, she found herself to be an active participant in the fight against British rule. In 1928, at the age of 8, she took part in her first protest against the Simon Commission. As a young child, she would protest in front of liquor shops and secretly distribute various publications. During the salt satyagraha, she would bring seawater to her home and produce salt out of that.
In 1939, Usha Mehta completed her graduation from Wilson College, Bombay, and began to prepare to study law. However, with the announcement of the Quit India movement in 1942, she decided to halt her studies and join the freedom struggle.
In the 1942 Congress session, Usha Mehta was privy to the powerful speeches given by Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Maulana Azad and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. This gave her the impetus to organize a secret radio station and help deliver the Indian perspective to the remotest corners of the world.
On the 14th of August 1942, Dr. Usha, along with her associates, launched the first announcement of Congress Radio. In this show, she delivered the news bulletin in both English and Hindi. The show would commence with the song Hindustan Hamara and close with Vande Mataram. Despite the strict vigil maintained by the British authorities, her station fearlessly reported the atrocities committed by the British.
To remain underground, they needed to frequently change their positions so as to remain hidden from the British radar. During the Quit India movement, they had to change around 7 to 8 stations. On the 12th of November 1942, as they were hosting a show from Girgaon, the police arrested Usha Mehta along with her associates. She was sentenced to 4 years of rigorous imprisonment.
When she was released in 1946, she became the first political prisoner to be released in Bombay. When she was released, Dr. Usha said,
I came back from the jail happy and proud because I had the satisfaction of carrying Bapu's message, do or die, and having contributed my humble mite to the cause of freedom.
On the 11th of August 2000, Usha Mehta passed away at the age of 80. Her zeal and enthusiasm to fight for her country is a true inspiration. We salute the daughter of the soil.
We also remember freedom fighter Vasantrao Lakangauda Patil. V.L. Patil was born on the 25th of March 1922 in Belgaum district of Karnataka.
Patil began his higher education at Rajaram College, Kolhapur, but was unable to complete his degree due to his involvement in the freedom movement. Vasantrao was instilled with the spirit of patriotism and social service by his teachers like Dr. M.R. Desai, Acharya Zavdekar, N.S. Hardikar and Barrister Khardekar. While in Kolhapur, Vasantrao came in contact with a radical freedom fighter Nana Patil, who further bolstered his decision to take part in the freedom struggle.
Under Nana's guidance, Vasantrao became actively involved in various activities in the surrounding regions. This led to the assassination of his younger brother Pratap Rao. Due to the grief of losing his only brother, Vasantrao left college in 1943 and plunged into the freedom struggle. As Vasantrao continued his activities with even more vigor against the British administration, he became one of the most wanted men in the region, leading to shoot-at-sight orders for him by the British administration.
Post-independence, V.L. Patil served as a Member of Parliament from 1962 to 1967. From 1969, he was elected to the Legislative Assembly of Karnataka multiple times and served as minister in various ministries till 1989.
He was awarded the Indira Gandhi Sadbhavna National Award in 2008 for the various social endeavours in his life.
V.L. Patil left for his heavenly abode on the 9th of December 2012. We salute the great nationalist.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
स्वाधीनता आंदोलन के दौरान भारतीय जनमानस को उत्वेलित कर स्वतंत्रता का अलख जगाने और मातृभूमि के प्रति सेवा, समर्पण और त्याग की ज्वाला प्रज्वलित कर देने वाले अमर गीतों पर आधारित विशेष कार्यक्रम आजादी के तराने सुनना न भूलें। FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर प्रत्येक शुक्रवार शाम 4:45 पर परिक्रमा कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत आजादी के तराने सिर्फ आकाशवाणी पर।
Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur, Rajya Sabha MP Dushyant Gautam, Delhi BJP Chief Adesh Gupta, along with several other BJP workers, attended the special screening of film The Kashmir Files in New Delhi yesterday. In a tweet, Mr. Gupta said the Kashmir Files is not just a movie, but an emotion, and it shows the real side of history. National Human Rights Commission NHRC has taken so motor cognizance of media reports that 8 persons were allegedly burnt to death in Birbhum district of West Bengal after TMC leader was killed in a bomb attack. The Commission has issued notices to the Chief Secretary and the Director General of Police, West Bengal, calling for a detailed report in the matter within 4 weeks, including the status of the FIRs registered in the matter and steps taken to ensure safety of the people. Issuing the notices, the Commission has also observed that going by the contents of the media reports, the incident of hate violence indicates that law and order is not appropriate in the area.
Long jumper Someshwar Rao Ramudri and javelin thrower Mohit bagged gold medals in the individual events at Dubai 2022 World Para Athletics Grand Prix yesterday. Overall, the Indian contingent won 6 medals on the day and set 2 Asian records. Ramudri came out with his personal best to take the long jump men's T64 gold medal in the combined T43, 44, 63, 64 final. In the men's javelin final F44, 46, 63, 64, Mohit achieved an impressive impressive 54.71-meter distance in his very first throw, which was enough to take the gold medal. Paralympian Dharambir claimed his second silver medal in the championships, this time in men's wheelchair discus final F51, where he attained a distance of 10.93 meter for the silver. Algeria's Mohamed Berahal took the gold, as Dharambir's fellow thrower Ajit Kumar Amrutullah Panchal claimed the bronze in the F52 category. In women's track events, Jayanti Behera claimed the silver medal in 200-meter women final T46-47. Ishwari Nishad also took second place in 400-meter women's final T11. In Swiss Open Badminton Tournament, Indian shutlers PV Sindhu, Kidambi Shrikant and HS Prannoy and Parupalli Kashyap have advanced to the quarterfinals at St. Jakob-Schall-Basel in Switzerland. Double Olympic medalist Sindhu eased into the last 8 with a 21-19, 21-14 win over Neslihan Yigit of Turkey, while World Championship silver winner Shrikant staged a comeback after going down the first game against France's Christo Popov. HS Prannoy also staved off a spirited challenge from Finland's Cal Koljonen. He takes on compatriot Parupalli Kashyap in the quarterfinals today, who got a walkover for quarterfinals. In the other quarterfinals today, Sindhu will square off against 5th seed Canada's Michelle Lee, while Shrikant will face 2nd seeded Dane Anders Antonsen. The 15th edition of Indian Premier League Tata IPL 2022 kicks off tomorrow in Mumbai. 10 teams will compete for 4 playoff spots in this edition, with 2 new teams, Lucknow Super Giants and Gujarat Titans, added in this season. In the opening match tomorrow, defending champions Chennai Super Kings will take on Kolkata Knight Riders at Wankhede Stadium. A total of 74 T20 matches will be played. The final match of the tournament is likely to be played in Ahmedabad on 29th May.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi is likely to have a mainly clear sky. Mumbai will have a partly cloudy sky. Chennai is also likely to have a partly cloudy sky. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning. Visakhapatnam will have a partly cloudy sky with haze. The temperature will hover between 28 and 33 degrees Celsius. Bengaluru will have mist. Temperature will hover between 23 and 34 degrees Celsius. Guwahati, Shillong, Agartala and Aizawl will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning.
Now an overview of today's newspapers. Birbhum massacre dominates front page of newspapers today. Didi faces opposition and families over Birbhum killings, reports the Hindustan Times. Birbhum victims thrashed, burnt alive, says the Tribune, quoting autopsy report. J&K Pandits move Supreme Court over genocide, says the Tribune in another report. Supreme Court orders probe to track fake COVID death ex gratia claims, reports the Statesman. No privatization in railways, reports Statesman, quoting Ashwini Vaishnav. The Hindu reports government steps in to tackle Russian trade hurdles. Hindustan Times headlines, Jaishankar lists 6 principles on Ukraine. Government seeks to further tighten cryptocurrency tax rules, reports the Times of India. Government to move amendments to crypto tax rules today, says Economic Times. And finally, OIC irrelevant, manipulated by Pakistan, says New Delhi, reports the Times of India.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Yogi Adityanath to be sworn in as Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh for 2nd consecutive term in Lucknow today. Prime Minister Modi meets Sikh intellectuals, discusses issues impacting overall development of Punjab. Prime Minister to interact with students, teachers and parents across the country in Pariksha Pe Charcha on April the 1st. Bill to merge 3 municipal corporations of Delhi into one to be introduced in Lok Sabha today. Bihar government decides to provide free treatment up to 5 lakh rupees to all ration card holders. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotirad Sindhya to formally inaugurate Wings India exhibition at Begumpet Airport in Hyderabad this morning. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi to meet External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval in New Delhi today. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan to face no confidence motion in Parliament today. Long jumper Someshwara Rao Ramudri and javelin thrower Mohit bagged gold medals at World Para Athletics Grand Prix in Dubai. And in Swiss Open Badminton Championship, Kidambi Shrikant, HS Prannoy, Parupalli Kashyap and PV Sindhu enter the quarterfinals. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.